This ain't your crap boss ham radio. Grab your rig, hit the trail, mind set on fire. Bugs on the air, activating the wire. Summits on the air, hot screen CQ. Portable power, no shack, just me and you. Experiment wild, break the old rules. Contesting pileups, we're running the fools. No age limit, here it's a state of mind. Kids table rebels leave a boring behind. Heavy signals crashing down. CQ, own the town, border soda contest roar. Ham radio kids table, forevermore. People bait, waves in the fight. This is our revolution, turn it up tonight. Kids table, hell yeah. Not your grandpa's, we're the future on the air. Kids table, out.
Good after evening, y'all, and welcome to the Ham Radio Kids Table. And what an interesting intro that was. I was playing around today, and they had a music generator, and I said, "What the heck? Let's have a little fun and see what we could do." So I did not play that for anybody before we started, just to kind of get the reaction. And so I saw James and Jeff and Vince were both bobbing their heads like it was a good old mosh pit getting ready to break out here. So
yeah, it's all about live reactions tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Live reactions. And speaking of which, we have James again with us tonight. And what we wanted to do is just kind of go back and do a debrief of Winter Field Day 26 and how it pertained to World Radio League. And it was the one logger that was real time and people were utilizing it. There was a lot of back and forth traffic and adding a whole new element to the contest. And one of the things that kind of came up, it was about a year ago or so when people started like getting together and seriously looking at how we could gamify contesting in amateur radio. And, you know, we've got all the big contests that are out there. And I heard one of the guys from the contest say, you know, we're really not going to change the rules for you, but feel free to use our contest as a activity for you to kind of do your own thing with it. Right. And you can do that. And I thought, well, that sounds like a good idea. So here's an established contest, Winter Field Day, or it's not really a contest, but an activity that James and crew from World Radio League has been able to build some framework around to start doing that. You can still log the traditional Winter Field Day stuff, but there's a whole new element, I guess, to that is something that is probably going to bring the younger people in. I don't want to say the kids, but the younger people, right? And so James, Winter Field Day's over. Did you get some sleep?
I did get some sleep, and thanks for having me on again. Always a blast to be here. But yeah, Winter Field Day, it was a huge success. I did actually get to operate. I got you in the log, Tim,
yes,
as well, which was a nice surprise, and caught a little bit of your live stream, which was awesome too. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can share some screen on some of this as well, but what I was so happy to see was just how much growth it was from last year. And I know it was growth in World Radio League, and from talking to the Winter Field Day organizers and Marvin, Whiskey Zero, Mike Echo Tango, I think they're saying this is going to be probably the biggest Winter Field Day ever. After last year was the biggest Winter Field Day ever. So it's really cool to see that type of engagement and growth.
Awesome. So you had mentioned you went ahead and gathered some stats, and I know there was some stats that were published already, and then you got some exclusive stats.
I brought some exclusives just for you, Tim.
Got some exclusive. You don't hear this on these other ham radio variety hours. Just right here at Kids Table.
These are fresh from the SQL queries. Fresh from the So I got some cool stuff to share with you. Okay, so real quick, right off the rip, I'll share. Um, and if you guys maybe can follow along with a couple things with me here. 37,000 contacts logged in Winter Field Day just from the World Radio League side,
Okay.
and over 1,000 participants. And we can give a couple shout outs to some of our leaders here. Dan, let's take a look. And where's Dan from? And a cool thing too is I was actually meaning to go to his profile, but you can actually come in and you can see the objectives. We actually worked the Winter Field Day. It's probably a little bit hard to see on my screen here, but all of the Winter Field Day objectives were baked into World Radio League as well, so you could actually get your multipliers correct on the scoreboard. But we had Dan at K5TD as our number one on here. Let's get back to. Get back to the app. We had Everyday Ham, WAEDH, and Marvin. And you'll see a lot of, you can switch between the different classes, but you'll see a lot of ham radio clubs in here as well. I think one of the really cool things about World Radio League for events like Winter Field Day is you can just get everybody to log in with the same account, and you can do multi-operator without a bunch of complicated networking setup and setting up a local network to share. So as long as you share your credentials across your club, you can be running on 5, 10 different, devices if you need that many, and everybody can be logging into the same logbook and, counting towards the same account as well. So yeah, go ahead.
So when a group is using a club is using, right? So we've got multiple operators, multiple transmitters at a single location. Does everybody have to be online, or can it be a mix between the online and maybe like the portable version?
You can mix and match the online and the offline. So you can download the mobile app. The mobile app works completely offline. It'll store all your contacts offline, and then when it gets a connection, it'll push them up to the online account.
Okay.
We do have a desktop app in the works that will also be offline, but what I'm showing you here, you'll need to be online to see this kind of full, leaderboards and statistics. And the one thing, if you are offline, but you happen to be logging with a club, you won't get some of the advantages of you won't be able to get duplicate detection because you won't have picked up their contacts yet. It's not gonna sync across devices without an internet connection. It'll just be the bare bones logging functionality while you're offline.
Okay.
So I think here I'll show you guys. I did get a little bit of logging in myself. I'll show you my results. It's like almost all my contacts were, it feels like almost the exact same distance, which makes me, I was like, you know what, I really need to put like an average distance like circle on here, which I think would be really cool to see. And just maybe that kind of tells you a little bit about your propagation and how you're actually bouncing off the ionosphere, and kind of give you a little bit of an idea.
Okay.
But I hopped in early. I got like 20. I got like maybe the first day. I don't know if I actually have much of a play-by-play here, but I got a little bit in the first day, a little bit in the second day. I was actually on a kind of a roll at first, but then ended up having to kind of get back into the back end here on and do some fixes to our app while I was fixes and enhancements. Like actually, one of the things was driving me nuts is we were only showing the top 20 people on the leaderboard. So I went and extended that out to 100. So let's see. I think I was gonna see if you were in the top 100, but
I don't think I was.
Not quite.
I know I
Man,
wasn't.
that's crazy. Yeah, because you had to get have to do pretty decent to get into the top 100. So I'm going to paginate this and make it so you can search it as well. So in the future we can actually just, you know, see everybody on there.
Oh, right on.
All right. So I think it'll be no surprise. What do you guys think is the top band?
20.
20?
Activity wise,
Yeah, activity wise.
I don't know. Let's hang on for that for a second. Guys, real quick in the chat, go ahead and enter your answers too. What do you think the most active band was as logged by World Radio League?
40 we got. Okay. 20. 10 or 20.
17. No.
I don't think
17.
was in there. I don't think 17 was in there.
Yeah. 17 meters.
Yeah, they said, I think they said no work bands, right?
Yeah.
30 meters.
There
Yeah,
you
30
go.
meters. I was right. Yeah. 15.
20. Yeah, 20 ran away with it.
Wow.
But
15 was in there.
actually,
High.
yeah, kind of surprising that 15 beat out 40,
Yeah.
actually.
No, not really. When you stop and think about where the majority of the population is and how far south they are in the United States, which is where this contest was based, there'd be a
Mhm.
whole lot more hot activity going on that band, on the higher band, because you're further south. That makes perfect sense to me.
I'm surprised there's
Interesting.
12 and 30 were even on there, but I know they're not part of the contest, so those contacts probably don't count, but someone was on there and submitted those. And
Could
And
you-
40 being a nighttime band, that would only more of a nighttime band for contests. Like serious contesters stay up all night for any band, right?
Yeah.
But 40 is not much of a daytime band. You're going to
No.
capture more on 20 than you will on 40 in a contest.
Mhm.
But for the guys to stay up all night running on 40, yeah, that's good. But most people just want to go to sleep.
does 15 get better then as you're more like towards the equator? Is it?
The further south you go, the higher up in frequency you can go. Contingent, there's solar conditions to support it. So I'm at 51 degrees north or something. I don't get nearly the propagation that people in Texas get at the same
Whoa.
time of day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, my
That makes
travels,
sense,
my
yeah.
personal travels have proven that too.
Okay, well, let's if we want to do a guess on modes next. Who?
Well, it ain't gonna be Fox Tango Ocho because that's not allowed in this contest.
It has to be phone or SSB.
Hey, we're the kids table. We'll make it part of the contest.
Yeah, should they open it up to FT8 next year?
Yeah,
We'll
that's
have
right.
to talk to Marvin.
I know people that would go bonkers if they did. They'd say, "Oh, FT8, gotta do FT8. That's all I'm gonna do, FT8."
So
That's,
SSB.
hey, that works for them. It's good. They'll be all
Okay,
over
let's
it.
see.
Yep.
We could now see these ones. We could just match up into SSB if we wanted. But as far as the next one, CW.
Wow.
1,600.
Yeah, that's not a big surprise. And then look at the distribution of upper versus lower side band. So back to my earlier comments,
Yeah.
lower side
Yeah.
band for 40 and 80 meters,
Yeah.
the band that some people like to sleep through instead of contesting.
Or talk
And-
about their medical issues.
Yeah, or talk about their bunions. So yeah, none of that that makes perfect sense. What I really like seeing on here is, and yeah, Mike is right. They do accept plenty of digital modes. Look at the top digital mode, JS8 call.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
saw that.
So
It's
that's
'cause
guys who
it's
want to do
FTA.
FT8. It's the
Yeah.
FT8 protocol, but it's conversational.
It's
Yeah.
conversational.
You know, so that matches with the rules and
And
the of the contest. And
PSK.
PSK.
There.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, it is.
Wait.
If you think about Winter Field Day, the stated goal is really emergency preparation, right? And that's the
Right.
reason they don't allow FT8 because they want it needs to be sufficient to actually pass an emergency message.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. But you know, it's interesting here. 120 contacts in FT8, 3 in FT4. I'm guessing those 123 contacts are going to get chucked out
Yeah, they
because they're
don't
not
count.
valid. Yeah, they won't count.
And they won't even count on our scoreboard either. Like we'll show you them here in the statistics, but we won't give you a point for it.
So this is what's claimed, not
Mhm.
what's allowed. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and actually, really cool thing too, as far as the scoreboard, we're starting to talk about with the Winter Field Day and other contest administrators is actually giving them administrative access into our portal as well too. So if people want to use the data here to help adjudicate, we can give you access and get you admin access into World Radio League for some of those contest administrators. And this is actually, I think Vince is going to back up your theory about the daytime versus nighttime too, because you can see these is all the hour in UTC as you go through. So you can see number of contacts. It really, you have a lot of activity
The afternoon.
in the afternoon. Then as
And
you
a-
go into the,
get around to like 8 p.m. Eastern, UTC 5, right?
yeah,
I
Yep.
did that right?
Yeah.
You-
5
you
Yeah.
remind
is
me
Eastern.
right now.
Yeah.
No, I did that wrong. Wait a minute. It's a 5-hour offset.
Yes.
So
You did it
UTC
right.
5 is Eastern time, midnight,
2300.
2300. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So yeah,
So,
people
Yeah,
on go
around
to bed.
8 p.m.
Imagine
it
that.
starts slowing down. Between 7 and 8 it starts slowing down.
yeah. I really, we should stack like we need to add like the bands on top of this too, and
Huh.
then you can see the band activity change by the hour. That'd be cool.
There's
Yeah.
a there's a great comment to highlight there, Tim, from K9EI, from Matt, as we're talking about time. Yeah, Matt
Yeah.
is total. Matt's
Yeah,
totally
I mean they
correct.
have dinner at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and by 8 o'clock it's their bedtime. If they're up by 8:30, it's like, better look out.
So, that's an interesting thing when you get into if they're doing field day as a group and they are somewhere away from home. When is it that are people are shutting down for the day, right? And heading out. Is there going to be a full contingent? I would say that a large majority of the contacts that I worked were home stations, one hotel, maybe two hotel. Every once in a while, I get an eye or a mobile, but
That is a query I didn't run. Maybe I can run that before we get off the call, but that would be great is to figure out what were the most common. I mean, we could kind of tell a little bit by the leaderboard, but some people didn't fill out their class and their settings.
Yeah.
But uh,
I-
just off the
but I noticed like when we were talking the breakdown of like upper sideband, lower sideband, I just did sideband. I didn't distinguish upper or lower. I just picked the band and sideband and go. And just started making contacts. So I also noticed, so I did quite a few contacts on 40 meters. So I had I basically came in for like 4 1-hour sessions. I live streamed them, and some of that I would jibber jabber. It was just like an hour long live stream, but I'd start making contacts. So what was it? Saturday night, I was on until like midnight, and 40 was good. I closed out the stream, and then I thought, well, I'll just try 80 and see how that goes. And I did not hear anybody on 80.
That's what I was thinking.
There were people talking, there were reg chewing, but there was really nobody.
Contesting.
Nobody contesting.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a piece of data for you guys that isn't I'll reveal. So not in the platform, but I'll get you guys to guess. What do you think were the top states that participated? And let's see if we can maybe think of a couple in the top 5.
I want to say maybe Texas, New York,
Texas. Yep.
Texas is in the top
Florida.
5. Yeah.
So-
California.
You got it broken down by
California.
state or by region or section. Call
So
section.
he said
I
state.
just did. I did by state for
Okay.
this one.
Yeah, California.
I got a lot of Pennsylvania stations, and I got a lot of Eastern New York, and I got a lot of Texas. Those were probably my top 3.
Yep, you've got all of them in the top 5 except for one state.
Florida was another one I think that had a lot
Florida's got it.
Yeah.
It's a state that has a big ham fest in it.
Ohio.
You got it. That's the one. So here's the top. What I do? The top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alabama.
Oh, Tennessee's in there. That doesn't surprise me.
Tennessee, yeah. Tennessee beat New York actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a lot of the southern states like Texas, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee. I'm surprised some of the other southern states aren't on there. Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana.
Now, is that because this is in the population breadbasket in North America?
True, those are more popular states.
Yeah, more
But
populated.
I'm also thinking of weather-wise with being warmer and not having the snowstorm come through, snow and ice storm come through.
So that is true. I know a lot of northern states, and I could say maybe as far south as Tennessee, people were saying that their clubs were canceling their field day. So whether they just did not participate or switched individually over to like a one hotel, I don't know. I think the high number of one hotel stations that I did work probably came from the fact that a lot of people were snowed in. Myself included. My intent was to work from the park, and do that, but yeah, obviously we were snowed in too. So
yeah, my a local club here, North Fulton, they went up to a cabin in Blue Ridge up in North Georgia, which is a beautiful area. I was gonna go, but I chickened out, and I was like, this storm's coming in. And I did end up losing power for a couple hours here in Georgia, and had huge limbs down in my yard that luckily nothing hit my roof, but like massive limbs down. So I was in the danger zone here.
yeah. How long was your power out? You said a couple hours, or?
Yeah, a couple hours, I think. Probably 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that there were clubs that canceled their winter field day activations, which is a test of being prepared for an emergency. And when a real emergency comes through or a weather issue comes through, they cancel it. I thought that was kind of odd. But I understand the safety about it. I mean, they don't want people driving out when they really don't need to be. But say, hey, we're not going to meet up at Bubba Joe's house with this big building and all that stuff, or wherever. Just do it from home, and we'll still do it, but we won't be doing it as like the club, or maybe everyone uses the club call sign. I don't know, but
So in order to use a club call sign for this particular contest, everybody had to be within that 1,000 foot circle. All your transmitters.
oh, okay, well that would make sense, but still, it's like you could still do it on your own. But I remember I did see something. I forget what state it was, but there's a club in a state, and they canceled it. They said we're not doing winter field day because of the weather. I'm like, that's the perfect time to do it, because you're not testing your skills and whatever, your equipment and everything. You're actually using them for a real event. There it is.
We did
The
not.
thing you're practicing for is happening.
Yeah.
And you cancel it. I just boggles my mind. But like I said, I understand the safety aspect of it, but
So in my area, it to be fair to everybody,
to be fair,
we were on a red, whatever you want to call it. So there was no travel.
yeah, we had a state of emergency too.
States were shut down, and you weren't free to drive around.
Yeah.
Unless there was a reason. So
Yeah,
I've got a little bit of a harder. Sorry, go ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, we had the state of emergency too, but still, the event is supposed to be in preparation
Yeah.
for being needed in an emergency, but
But-
when an emergency actually happens, they just cancel it.
Yeah. So that's when you get your ham radio badge and you show that to the police officer when they pull you over that says you're a ham radio operator.
Yeah, and you have like a very specialized radio
Yeah.
that only like government agencies are supposed to have, and
Yeah.
and you have green and orange lights or something.
Don't forget your reflective vest and clipboard. Got to have
Yeah.
that too.
Gotta have those.
See, that's all you need. You get all the accoutrements, and you would have been fine to go to Winterfield Day in any.
But just remember, don't be carrying.
No.
That video still cracks me up. But anyway,
All right, here's a tougher one for you guys to answer. So we did have some international participation in Winterfield Day, which is kind of cool because it's not really necessarily an international contest like a lot of the other big ones, right?
Mhm.
So I think the top two countries are pretty much gimmies, right?
Oh, the U.S. and Canada.
US
Yeah.
and Canada, right?
Yeah.
The next top country I think is gonna surprise you. I would be
Ireland?
shocked if somebody could. What'd you say?
Ireland.
okay.
Yeah, you got it right
Yeah.
off the bat. Dang, Tim, I was gonna build up a little bit of.
God, no.
You guessed it immediately. No, that's
Mhm.
great, man.
Was
Okay,
UK or Northern Ireland?
No, it's Ireland. I mean, as far as however we are considering the DXCC identities, that's what it comes up in our database.
So is that Ireland, or Northern Ireland?
I think it's Ireland.
Okay, which is part of the UK, but okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the only reason I said that because I
They
did
divided up.
website. That's where they had one of their bulletins coming from. They had a station over there doing that. So
Oh, that's right. They did the bulletin. Yeah,
But
that's why. That's that.
I don't see why this couldn't be international in nature.
I know.
Um,
I mean, and okay, so let's see if you can guess any of the other top. I've got like 5 of them.
Japan.
Japan. Let's see where
I
Japan.
heard a lot of Japan.
Did you? I didn't hear any.
Well, Vince is closer to there
Yeah,
than we
I'm-
are.
Yeah, you
Japan's-
guys on the East Coast, you hear Europe, I hear Asia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Japan's
gonna
on
say
there.
like France, Italy, Germany, maybe Russia. I want to say even like South America, like Brazil or Venezuela.
Now you're in.
Yeah, I was gonna say who is it? Chile?
Like- I'm still going with Brazil and
You're right.
Venezuela because those are the two countries I hear the most out of South America. But that's for me.
Yeah,
Brazil,
Tim, you
Mexico,
started it, and Jeff
Argentina.
finished it off. Yeah, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Puerto Rico. DX. These
Yeah,
aren't, when I say countries, I mean the DX entities. That's why I guess Alaska is showing up. It would have been a really nice time to snag an Alaska contact
yeah.
and Venezuela, and I got my first Venezuela in the log just recently, which I
Cool.
was very excited about.
Is Costa Rica in there?
Let's see where Costa Rica. I just for purposes of fitting them on here, I just did a couple, but let's see if Costa Rica is in. Yeah, Costa Rica. Yeah, they were on. There were some Costa Rica contacts.
Yeah, they have I think a large contesting population down there, don't they, Vince?
I'm sorry, I missed the question. I was in chat.
Costa Rica, does that they?
Oh
they-
yeah, totally.
yeah, a lot of contesters down there.
Well, yeah, they go to Costa Rica and they go into Belize because they can't work out of Mexico because Mexico's not issuing licenses,
Oh, gotcha.
right?
I was reading up on this. I was trying to figure out if there is a way to get a Mexican license, and if no, they can't get it.
and don't even carry an FRS radio into Mexico from
Closest
outside.
you're gonna get is Walla Voodoo's Mexican radio. There you go.
I'm on a Mexican.
But if you go to the crazy thing is like we took a vacation to Mexico like a couple of months ago, and you see radios and antennas everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy. So
Apparently,
I mean,
it's been messed up for a while.
that's a
Yeah,
bummer.
every once in a while, I'll hear a Mexican amateur on the air, doing
Sure.
parks on the air. I'll hear them. I made a few contacts with them, like 2, I think, but I don't hear them a lot though, and it's usually like the same small group of people I hear or see spotted.
I'm pretty sure sometimes they have some kind of crazy call signs too, where they'll have like a bunch of numbers in a row.
It's
I want to.
probably a special event of some type.
Yeah, I
Like
think that's
they've
what it
done
is.
that, like I think in Europe or something for like it'd be like they have 3 numbers, like for like the 100th anniversary or 200th anniversary of some event or some organization or something like that.
Yep.
They've done that in Europe. So that would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's
Although
what it is.
the US probably would never do something like that. I think most of these um, special event call signs are from other countries.
I think Canada also does some unique special
Yeah.
call signs. We're here in the United States. We're basically 1x1s. That's it.
They did. And I can't remember what the event was. Wasn't that long ago either. Because I made contact with it. I think I can't remember if I contacted them during an activation or they contacted me. But I just thought it was a cool call sign. And I was like, I heard about it. I was like, yeah, I'll make contact with them if I heard them, and I did.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've seen them like the special anniversary of the Commodore 64 computer, and they've got COM 64 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
That's cool.
yeah, but I don't know if other countries that do that. And I don't remember the other special event call signs, what country they originate from, but like Yoda was doing it from different countries.
I've seen a lot of like Spanish does a lot of special event call signs for
Spain?
Spain.
Spain?
Yeah, Spain. Yeah, I said Spanish,
Okay.
but Spain. Yeah, Spain does a lot of special events call signs.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like the Eastern Europeans are crazy for
Yes.
contesting. You have a
Mhm.
lot of
Yep.
contesters. When I like last year, I was lucky enough to go to the German Hamfest. I'm blanking on the name right now.
Friedrichshofen.
Yeah, that's why I'm blanking because it's a very hard name, Friedrichshafen. But and they had representation from all of those Eastern European contest teams, and it was phenomenal to see.
So I have a couple other quick, I guess, questions. This is me, the IT geek here. How many concurrent sessions did you guys have? Did you track that?
Oh yeah, he
Um,
already said the CPU peaked once.
Yes.
I don't know
I'm wondering how
concurrent.
disk writes were doing too.
Yeah.
I don't know how concurrent sessions, but I can show you some. I can show you some pretty funny statistics
Oh, like
that might
CPU
blow
core
your mind.
temperatures,
Yeah.
120 degrees.
Now you're running this off a bank of Raspberry Pis, right? Under your desk.
Yeah,
Raspberry
exactly.
Pi 3s, 1
Pi-
gig.
Yeah,
MIMs.
No,
they're
and I'm
pi,
not
they're
talking
pi
about your query.
clusters.
I'm not talking about your query. I'm talking about World Radio League is running off a stack of Raspberry Pi 3s.
Yeah, Raspberry
your desk.
Pi in Andy and Zero APX's basement.
Okay.
Yeah, in an active failover cluster.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so this is what we have this tool called Grafana, which is we just
Oh.
pipe database stats in there
Yeah.
and we can see it. This is what after we increase the leaderboard up to
We don't see your screen yet.
I got it.
there
Okay.
it goes. This is what our dashboard looked like. 99.1%
Wow.
CPU busy. System load 438, sys 332. I don't even know exactly how this is calculating sys load to be 438. It's some sort of, it's based off of what you're supposed to be CPU, because I mean, I don't know how a system could be loaded over 100%, but like we were running Winter Field Day like this, and we're blowing it out like 2x the numbers from last year. So we said, okay, we need to size up our CPU. And luckily we were able to upgrade CPU with like, we had maybe like 2 or 3 minutes of downtime. So there were, ideally we'd have zero downtime, but we did some last minute changes for some additional analytics, and then we had like a spike of users. So we're like, listen, we'll upgrade it, and it won't be that big of a deal. So for those, if anybody was operating for Winter Field Day and you had like a random like 2 or 3 minute outage in the middle, that's what that was. And I was sending a message in the community in Discord so people would know what was happening. But thankfully, everything came back online super easy, and we didn't have any troubles.
Dear folks, sorry for the downtime. We have these new Xeon processors that just arrived. We need to cram them in somewhere.
The AI bots here, you got to insert itself. So Jody says the shenanigans started in 2022 with the first ever meme appreciation month, and the iconic call signs began. So, VC3D's what?
Yeah, exactly.
There are D's and nuds,
Yeah,
probably.
so when
There was.
is, out of curiosity, because just thinking about future endeavors, when there is a communications issue between a client that's working online and the web servers, does that do they start processing locally or storing locally, and then it feeds it back up so they can continue to operate? Or
in fact, our mobile app is specifically the mobile app will always store everything offline first. So there's never any issues there because it always goes to a SQLite database locally on the device, and then it will go to the cloud later, and it'll retry. It has a retry mechanism if it fails. Now on the website, if we're in the middle of a restart, you won't be able to log because it's just writing straight to the database. It's not going to store it locally on the client.
okay,
So in that case, unfortunately, like for like the upgrade we did, like I said, we did have a little bit of outage. There's a way we could improve and not have any outage, but in this case, it was like, we didn't have time to do that. We were just like, let's do it live.
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But it makes me think, all of like taking a look at all the stats, like it makes me want to add more statistics into the contesting and give people more things to look at and play with.
Yeah.
Because it is really interesting as you start to dig in, especially if you're trying to, figure out propagation and these types of things.
I think there's a lot of cool data that could be gleaned, and I'm wondering if there's a way to sell a benefit to some of the contests. Like one of the biggest complaints that you hear, and it's probably not as bad today, but I've heard it just as recently as a few years ago. Why do I want to participate in this contest when I submit my logs and I got to wait 6 months before I find out where I'm at? This definitely provides that somewhat of an instant gratification. My wonder, what I don't know is if there was a way to take all this and then have people, if they do want to log on another platform, upload it in to the World Radio League, and then have one big at the end of the day for the contest people to operate out, to use. And so you got the core objectives, whatever the contest objectives are, but then you can also have secondary objectives that maybe some people are interested in. That the contest it's not part of the contest, but here we can use that activity and make something bigger of it. So you're not isolating or even just saying, we don't really care because you don't want to do the same things we do.
Yeah. And I mean, the really cool thing is we already support integrations with N1MM and N3FJP. So if you want to stream contacts live during the contest and show up on the scoreboard with all of your QSO data, you can do that, and you can show up on the scoreboards within WRL. Now, so what normally happens with like a contest in WRL today, we have all these, we try to have all the major upcoming contests in there, and you can click in, you can join them, you can roll really easy. And then we have our, sort of contest within a contest where you are, you're seeing a live scoreboard within WRL, which is very similar to like what you might get from like a contest online scoreboard, if you've ever seen that, because it's basically whoever decides to report their score is on there, but it's not a complete list. And then when the contest is over, everybody submits to the contest board. But what we really would love to do with any contest that wants to is just give them direct admin access if they want to adjudicate through us. And then instead of having to have a separate contest database, anybody after the contest can upload their ADIFs into WRL as well. And then they'll have all the tools they need to go through, adjudicate, check logs, and those types of things, and declare a winner. So it might make it a lot easier for the contest administrators too, because they have a lot of hard work on just organizing all these logs and trying to figure out, trying to look for any, cheating or duplicates or, all the different things you have to do for adjudication.
You run a little AI on it, a little Grafana,
Yeah.
get some graphs.
Hey, guys, we have to watch how much IT we're talking about here. We got a few people in the comments that are going barf. This sounds too much like work. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Whatever, guys.
Fair enough.
So James, was this one of the first larger tests you've done of the platform, or how does this event scale with others that the platform's hosted?
That's a great question. I mean, we've done at this point probably upwards of 100 different contests, and if you go to the contest page, we have all the major ones coming up. But I think this is probably the single biggest contest we've done within WRL, which is really good because we got the World Radio Team Championship coming up in the summer, so that's going to be, potentially the biggest contest, in the world. And so the more volume we can push through the systems, the better. And just, there's some things you don't learn until you see it live.
Until you break it.
Yeah.
How far
Sometimes
can
you just got to push it till you break it.
Yep.
Yep.
We just need to say Jira and GitHub out loud, and we've done the whole triumvirate.
Yep.
I don't mind Jira. I don't work with it that directly. I work with it, but not directly. So it doesn't give me.
My plan here was actually to come and get you guys all to work. And so we could all get some work done today. So that was
we got a vibe code on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good. Hang on a second. I've got my Gantt planning chart tool here. Gantt chart planning tool here. That's, what I can do. I can't code my way out of a wet paper bag.
Well, that's why we need to get you vibe coding, Vance.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Prompts in AI.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
I used to try to break programs they would write in VB or .NET at work. I would purposely try to break them to see how well the other people in the company that were not computer literate could function, if they would be able to function with these programs. Could they break them? So I had to act like them. Type in everything. Okay, it didn't crash. Okay, good.
Have you heard about the joke of the what is it? The QA tester that walks into the bar?
No.
No.
So a QA tester walks into a bar. He orders a beer. He orders 2 beards. He orders 5,725 beers. he orders AZXYM beers, and then he asks, and they say, okay, the bar is working, right? The QA tester leaves, and then the next day a real customer walks into the bar. He asks where the bathroom is, and the bar goes up in flames.
That's like one stuff I was testing. I would put in like, instead of numbers, I'd be putting in letters and special characters. And when they wanted only a word or something typed in, I'd put in numbers and stuff and trying to break it. That was my job, trying to break the software.
System 38, really, Vince?
Dude, I still have the main board up on the wall in my shack from when we updated Freddy.
Ugh. That's so far before James's time. I don't even know. I think he just know what we're talking about.
Oh, I
I
know. Right?
don't. I'm gonna look this up. IBM
IBM System 38.
Yeah,
System 38.
it's an old mini frame.
Oh my gosh, it looks like a washing machine.
Yeah.
AS400.
Yeah, it's a precursor to the 400.
Okay, the 400 I know.
All right. So Mike says we need to get the stream back into English. So, all right. So we did this. We've tested it. We know we got a lot of concurrent users. What do you think you would do differently next time, or for the next big contest where you anticipate a larger load of people, like more than
I would size up CPU cores. So sorry guys for the work talk, but you got to do it. I would get cat control working for multi-op. So there is one downside of like multi-op with ours works super easy, but if you connect cat control, it connects it across all your website devices. So we figured this out like earlier in the week, and we sent out messages and things. Hey guys, if you're but it still did kind of cause a little bit of pain in the butt. So I would definitely fix that before doing the next one. So we're working on that, and especially after today, I'm like, I really want to throw in a lot of analytics on there and give you just however deep you want to dive. I feel like there's some really easy low-hanging fruit analytics to add in there. So we'll definitely do that.
I think people like to see analytics.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like, it was kind of a crazy winter field day with the storm coming in, and then you're operating. And I mean, it just got me a lot thinking about like emergency communications in general. I mean, I kind of like this type of stuff of like disaster prep and like, going through your checklist and making sure you've got things ready and like thinking about, what you would actually do, not just for communications, but kind of the whole package if you were in a disaster situation. So I kind of like that type of stuff as well.
So Chris is asking, I guess with the data set and signal approach, are you doing anything I guess additional with the propagation data?
Not yet, but if you want to help us, let me know, because we've got the data. Like, we've really been focusing on just getting a really clean data set.
That's a memory board.
Gosh, that is amazing.
That's the equivalent of a DIMM chip. That's all memory.
I don't even know what the capacity is of this, but it was for free at a flea market, so I had to grab it.
Those are probably 250.
They're 8K by 8 according to the stamp on the board.
8K. So
yeah,
what?
8K by 8.
So either 256 or 1 meg worth of 256K or 1 meg worth of.
Yeah, and then what's on camera now is the main board off of an IBM System 38 Model 40. We upgraded it to a Model 400. Now, if you could see that's screwed to the wall, or I'd happily bring it down. But what's on the back side of that is point-to-point wire wrap in addition to soldering.
That's a processor board.
That's the main processor board. That was the heart and soul of Freddie. Freddie stood for frickin' ridiculous electronic device.
Yep.
That is so cool.
Yep.
Anyway,
So them be the roots.
them be the roots.
Them be the roots.
Them be the roots. And the whole memory model on that machine started off with a Piccolo disk, which was 40 megabytes. And then it went to nearline storage, which was a couple of 100 megabytes. And then it went to auxiliary storage, which was maybe a gigabyte. And everything ran out of memory. Now, memory is a flat model. It doesn't matter if it's RAM or disk in that machine. Same with an AS400. So you just added more storage to it because it was all a relational database machine. It's fascinating memory technology and architecture. Anyway,
Chris says, you have cool stuff is just an excuse to hoard. Have I shown you guys?
well, you know what I do with these boards actually is I pull components off them from time to time when I'm building something. It
Yeah.
just seems easier to store the components on the board than to desolder them all.
Absolutely. So, well, tonight is a Live Nation night. So we're wrapping up here on coming up on an hour. So I did want to take a few minutes to go around the horn and see how people are doing and what they got coming up on their channels. So Jeff, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Hey, yeah. Been a bit busy this week. We did have that snowstorm come through on Saturday night, Sunday morning. Spent was it Monday or Tuesday digging out my driveway a little bit. Thank goodness I still have the prescription level ibuprofen. Did a little bit more this afternoon in my backyard for my dogs. Haven't really worked on my videos this week or even at the end of last week. Am still prepping for Hamvention. Yes, Hamvention. I'm still prepping for that. I've got some stickers coming. Finalize those designs, set them off, waiting to hear back. And yeah, I'm gonna have two sets of or a set of two different stickers.
So
And some of my older ones, so I'll have plenty.
Are you
these
going
are
to turn those around, or you're just going to show us the?
nope, just going to show you that
You got weight.
Just going to show us the ass side of the stickers.
you
Yeah,
get to see my ass. There we go. No, I'll talk more about that in a second.
Yeah,
Are
so
these secret stickers, Tim?
They are top secret stickers.
Apparently, they are.
all stickers are secret until Hamvention or the convention, wherever you're going to. But yeah, that's all. It's coming up with me. I got to. I think we're supposed to get some more snow this weekend. Someone says it's gonna be like go way north of us or out to the ocean. So I don't know yet. But yeah, I gotta get working on stuff and other stuff too. So
Got stuff
yeah,
to
always got stuff to do.
that's stuff. Vince, you got stuff?
Dude, I have a video coming out tomorrow.
Awesome.
I have
Nice.
not had a video coming out for a while. And so if you would like to see how I pack my QRP field kit, this is now a complete grab and go bag. Tomorrow at 10 minutes to Coffee and Ham Radio, my video drops. So find it on my channel and I'll see you in the comments.
What
And I'm
radio?
going to
Is
I'm
that
going
a
to show
secret?
you.
What radio's in the bag?
It's a KX2.
That's what I thought it would be.
It's KX2 kit, in here. And there's nothing secret about it, but the one part I'm really proud about is how I organize the RF adapters. And I think I was showing that last time. I had a little plastic box. I've completely redone it. And I'm going to show you the tool that I use to design it with, the free tool. And all you have to do is just print it from there. And
I feel
made,
like
made them stackable with little slots in them to hold the oh man. And it took me like 15 minutes to design. That was it.
I feel like I saw something.
That's
Did you put something on the socials?
I did put something on the socials
Okay.
somewhere. Yep. Yeah,
So-
you saw it on, you
Sounds
saw
like
it
a
on the,
reason everybody needs to go follow Vince on the socials.
yeah, you find me on the Twitter. And you find me on the Mastodon. So that's what's coming up. What about you, Tim?
Well, actually, James, how about you? You got anything coming up Anything that?
Yeah, lots of stuff. So I'm also getting ready for Hamcation, getting ready for Orlando. So super excited about that. I'm probably going up to North Georgia this weekend, so probably going to play radio a little bit up in the Toccoa area. I have a new mobile app release coming out soon, which with some logbook stats on it, which I'm really excited. We've been trying to add statistics into the mobile app, and I did something kind of funny. So I bought. Have you seen the POC Link radios?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I bought some of those, and I'm gonna play with those. And I think I want to make a video about just the off-grid. They're fun radios, and you know they're 4G cellular walkie-talkies at the end of the day, right? But they have a FRS thing on there, and I want to make a video just comparing the FRA, the off-grid range of that versus ham radio versus VHF, UHF, HTs versus HF, and just kind of like let's see what these little the little FRSs can do. So I'm gonna play around with those a little bit.
Cool.
They're at the FRS radios are big in the overlanding off-roading community, the GMRS, and because they're so simple, right? They're just easy. If you can, if you got people that show up that are coming out, you can give them a bubble wrap or a bubble pack radio, an FRS radio, and they can intercommunicate with other people that might have a little bit more heavier duty GMRS radio. So they're really nice, and I think there's definitely a place for them. Also, real quick, Andy in Zero APX.
That's right.
Zero APX. Now he's also live streams on a regular basis on the World Radio League YouTube channel. Is that correct? So he does a regular stream and product updates and everything.
Yeah, Andy runs a stream on Mondays, and we're usually I'm usually on there as well too. And we'll sometimes bring some other guests. Maybe one of you guys will join us for one of those as well. We do a live stream on Mondays. But what about you, Tim?
Well, so I do have my stickers here, and they are commemorative Hamcation stickers. So I decided this year for each one of the events that I go to, I'm going to make a special sticker that is specific to that event. That's why they're backwards. So find me if you're there at Hamcation, and you'll get one. I had a conversation with somebody about complaining about something that somebody did that I'm like, you know what? You can do it. Just we'll go there. But it was one of those, I guess I'm going to have to show you how to do it. So I ordered some equipment. It's going to be here, and I'm going to show them how people can do it. And it actually had something to do with Winterfield Day. So
People love to do it. So
yeah. So Winterfield Day and 1,000-foot circle and amateur RF. So there we go. Those are the three things. So hopefully that video, the stuff should be here Friday. So hopefully get that recorded in the next day or two.
I like your video tomorrow. I might try to pick up a KX too at Hamcation. I've been eyeing that for a while, so maybe
it's a heckin' lot of radio and a little cryptic to use. So
yeah,
there we go.
But so that is coming up, guys. Thank you for hanging out again with us. Tomorrow night, you got Coffee and Ham Radios, also Ham Shack TV at the 8:00 hour. And Friday night, we've got who else on Friday night? Frank is doing something on Friday night, and Digital Rancher Rob will be doing something. Saturday night is Josh with that, and then Sunday, Tank and
Jason
2.0. Yes, Ham Radio 2.0. Those are the streams I can tell you off the top of my head. At some point coming up, Mike's going to be doing from Traveling Ham. We're coming up in February. He'll have his digital mode revival. Make sure you check him out on social media and find out what the digital mode of the month is. And we'll go from there. Ham Nation is next, guys. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of the week in 73.
See ya.
73.